welcome back. It's your favorite girl, Tasia Nicole. I'm back. It's been a month and a half. It's been a month of some change. This is like my second time recording this video. But I've been out having fun. I've been doing stuff. I've been partying. I went to the club the other day. I've been to the club in years, and I decided, got a little invite to go to the club, and your girl was at the club, and I had the time of my life. Like, I had such a good time, okay? I was drinking. And I don't really drink, but I was drinking. I was partying, you know? I don't know. I just been having a good time. So, and I've been, you know, focusing on myself. Meeting people, doing things, cozying up with people, just doing the stuff. I deactivated my social media, so it's like there's really no, I don't know, like no social media has done a lot for my brain. You know, like I deactivated my main page. Like I still got my burners, so I can like, you know, whatever, just flip through something for a little bit. But I don't know, I just been living, and it's been a good time. I'm meeting new people and doing stuff. But anywho, I missed y'all. And I hope you missed me too. But yeah, welcome back. So anyway, I also decided to record today because, all right, so I still use Facebook every now and then, okay? Facebook forums are my favorite places to be. I'm in a couple Facebook groups, you know, but I decided to make a video because it's a couple things I want to talk about. But first, I want to start with the Facebook forums. So typically, on Facebook groups, I always get kicked out or they ban me from saying stuff. But sometimes I have to say stuff. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can stay quiet when I think something is slow. So I'm a part of a Facebook group, and it's like, are we dating the same person, like New York, Philadelphia, whatever. First of all, I just want to make sure that nobody that I'm interested in is showing up in that group anywhere. So I flip through, and if I don't see them in a group, I think it's not really all clear because, like, unfortunately, I date men. I used to date women too, but I won't date a woman again, and that's another story for another time. But none of the men that I date are in a group, but it doesn't mean that I'm safe. But anywho, so I'm in a group, and this girl, she posted, I mean, she took down the comments, so I wasn't able to write it down for y'all, whatever. But it was just like, oh, what's like the non-monogamous, go with the flow, no strings attached. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? It was something to that. And it's just like, girl, are you dumb? Like, are you dumb? I didn't ask her was she dumb. Sometimes I do ask people, are they dumb? But I didn't ask her, is she dumb? I simply put it, and I can't really remember all that I said, but it's just like, when a man says to me, this is to me, and I grew up with a dad, and my dad was one of the worst men that I've ever even witnessed date women. He was doing it bad. He dated so bad, you would think somebody was paying him to do it. The way he treated women, it's like he was sponsored by Satan. It's like Satan personally contracted him to go out here and traumatize women. So I know what a bad man looks like. And because I know what a bad man looks like, I know what to look for. But simply put it, I'm like, when a person says, like, no strings attached, non-monogamous, and more times than not, it'll be like a no strings attached situation. I'm like, that means that man doesn't want to care about your, like, emotional well-being, which means he wants to use your body as a fleshlight, and he doesn't want to care about you, like, beyond that. Like, beyond humping on you, ejaculating on you, he does, and hopefully I don't get, you know, sensitized, I guess that's the word, on YouTube. But seriously, it's like, he wants to be able to hump on you and grunt on you and sweat on you, and then for real, if you meet a real bad man, he'll put you out right after.
Hell, motherfucker!
But that is what the plan is. That's what's happening. all of a sudden, oh my gosh, now I'm banned. But that's what that means. Like common sense says if a man is saying no strings attached, if anybody is saying, even me, when I wanted something not so serious, I was using the same terms too. I was using them on women, I used them on men, because you are there for a purpose. I mean, my purpose wasn't to be humping on people. I mean, as a woman, I mean, also too, as a person that's like, I'm not like a super sexual person. I don't care about having sex in the first place. It's really not that deep. But I did it when I was saying that. It was literally because the person met an emotional need. Oh, sorry, y'all. The person met an emotional need. That's what I was saying it for. I don't want anything serious. I'm not looking for a relationship. It's with you. When people are saying that, they mean to you. They're saying it to you. They're saying it to you. They are saying, I don't want to be with you. I want to be with you. Because realistically, if a person liked you, they will want to be with you. No matter what. If a person liked you, if a person likes you, they're going to want to be with you no matter what. They'll make it happen. So if anybody is saying, oh, you know, like, oh, I'm not monogamous, they don't want to be monogamous. And honestly, it could be just in general, they don't want to be monogamous. We live in a real weird world. And honestly, I just can't wait for God to come end it all. Like with the way people are having sex with people and things are getting very strange, where like we actually have now all types of relationships that are forming. Like before, you had like underground bunkers, or you had like summer vacations where you would just go and be doing weird stuff that is out of the norm. Like on vacation, like you go to the Dominican Republic and you don't tell nobody why you're going. And it was unknown why you were going. People think you're going for family vacation. Actually, you're doing a little bit of Satanism. You could rented a house. You rented a house and getting sticky with prostitutes. And you do that for 2 weeks to a month and you're coming back and nobody knows what you were doing. But now we just call that non-monogamous. Like men now, it's a thing where people are going on vacation. It's like known now if a man is going to Colombia or to Dominican Republic with his friends. They're renting a house. They're hiring prostitutes for $100. They got women butt naked for like a whole 2 weeks and everybody's waking up sticky. That's what's happening now. I missed the times where I never even knew that kind of stuff was happening. I missed the kind of person I was before I knew that type of shit was happening. I missed the world. And now I pray. And don't think that I'm playing when I say this. I get on my hands and knees and pray for God to end it all. I can't wait for this shit to blow up. Because I honestly think we all need to be eradicated. Because we don't really know what's going on no more. I don't know what's going on anymore. I've decided to not have children or never get married. Possibly. And like I've decided, definitely no children. But if I don't get married, shit, I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't care. Because I don't know what's going on. I've had gay boyfriends, I've had bisexual boyfriends, I've had girlfriends, and I still don't know what's going on. So shit, yeah. But anywho, that's beyond the point. But I just had to let the girl know that's what non-monogamous means. People don't want to care about you. When a person is saying, I don't really want that, they don't want that with you. They don't care about you. And when they say it, they hate you. I've also joined Facebook conversations where it's just like, you know, like he said he wanted to go with the flow, but we've been dating for 6 months. And I'm going to say this with kindness. I have never said it to anybody or had it said to me, like, go with the flow, let's build, I'm trying to build something. Anything that sounds like you're about to play Jenga or like build a house of cards, or you're about to do construction work, anything that sounds like that, nothing good is about to happen. I've never met a man that says, let's build, let's go with the flow, let's just see where it goes. And any man that has ever said that to me has literally took me through the worst unnecessary shit possible. Any man that said that to me literally hated my fucking guts. They hated me. I didn't do anything to these people. I'm trying not to be cussing. I didn't do anything to these men. They just hated me. I don't know. But they took me through the worst stuff possible. I mean, the best thing is when they tell you. The worst thing is when they don't tell you and they just keep it in here. That's the worst ones. The worst ones is the ones that just come at you like they want to do it. And they don't want to do it at all. And you found out the hard way, they don't want to do anything. They actually want to kill you. They want to take your spirit. They hate you. You didn't even do anything. You know who did it? Their 4th grade girlfriend. You know who did it? Their 4th grade girlfriend who they caught holding hands at the water fountain. And they walked around the corner and accidentally saw it. And from that day on, they decided that they hated every woman. Had nothing to do with me. I was just the person that they took it out on. So shit, I don't. My motherfucking headphone. But that's who did it. That's who did it. But bottom line, just I've never heard those building block terms. Those building block terms mean you about to just be building your whole life. And also those statements are sort of reserved for a person that actually wanted with somebody else. They want to build with you. They already got a house with another bitch. They have a house with another lovely young lady. And she probably not even that lovely. Honestly, the person that they got a house with is the person they in the house with their person. And the person in the house is treating them like shit. A man loves a girl that treats him like shit. I don't really know what that's about. I'm pretty friendly myself. But hey, I don't know. Nobody's over here building a motherfucking thing with me. I don't build nothing. I leave when I see you pull out a brick. I don't build anything. I leave as soon as I see a man pull out a brick and be like, oh, let's build. I'm out. I gotta go. I gotta go do something else. I have to go do something else. Because anything that's even similar to what my dad was doing, I'm never doing it. As soon as I see something that my dad did and a man is trying to do it to me, I have to go. Sorry, I gotta leave. And I leave. And I block people. Tonight, I was out with my friend. And, I was just like, people never really come back. They never really come back. And when they do, it's like some type of divine intervention where I run into them outside. Sometimes they call me from a block number, but I don't answer block numbers no way. So there's no way you're getting back into my life. But she was like, maybe because you're always blocking people. I'm like, oh my God, that's true. Because not only do I leave, I block you too. What the fuck is you doing here? You have no business here. You ever like go into an establishment and just stand there without them asking you like, oh, what are you doing here? And if you stand there too long, aren't they kicking you out? And eventually, if you do it so much, you're permanently banned or they call the police. That's me. This is an established business. I am an established business. You won't be here without a purpose. You either here to do something positive or you're doing something negative somewhere else. I don't got to deal with that. But anyway, sometimes I get into these Facebook groups and that's exactly the kind of advice that I have to give. That's what I have to give. Because I don't know. I think after a certain point, you have to know what's going on. Like, we all a little slow. I'm a little slow. Sometimes I do stuff just for the plot. I know a lot of men are pieces of shit. The men I meet. I'm not saying all of them. But I have met a lot of piece of shit ass men. I don't know. Maybe I deserved it. I did a lot of bad stuff in my early 20s. In my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, I did a lot of stuff. I did a lot of bad stuff. When I tell you I was out there to hurt people, I was out there to hurt people. And maybe from that point on, I've been reaping my karma. I have no idea. But I don't know. I know karma. I know she's mad as hell at me because I know what she thinks she about to do. It's not about to happen like that. I avoid my karma like stank on shit. I avoid shit too. Well, stank on shit is kind of on shit. Anyway, I avoid that karma. Okay? I avoid it. I run away from it. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the return on any of the bad shit that I did. What the hell I look like? I'll be alone before I see it. But that's neither here nor there. But a lot of these women that come into these Facebook chats, these Facebook groups, they act like they don't have any common sense. Like, if you are at least older than 25 and you've been dating since 16, you've seen some of the best and you've seen some of the worst. And they ask questions like every woman I know at least has one man or two men out of all the men they ever dated. They at least know one or two men who really did like them. And they either fucked it up or the other person fucked it up. You have to, when you think about the person that liked you, that's what a person acts like when they like you. Let's not all hold our breath. When you meet a person that likes you, you use that as your format. Like now you actually have a idea of what it looks like when a person likes you. To deviate from that at all, to deviate from it is very strange. I've met people that liked me. Some of them have fucked it up. Some of them I fucked it up. Not all the men I met, I'm telling you, only about a solid two have liked me genuinely liked me. But the one time the guy fucked it up, he was just a little too. It's the eagerness. It's the eager that fucked it up. The first one I fucked it up with, and I think we kind of both fucked it up. But I'll put it on me. I didn't like his hygiene. He did not brush his teeth as soon as he woke up in the morning. He applied Blistex when he woke up in the morning. He did not brush his teeth as soon as he woke up in the morning. So now I'm smelling ass. Your breath smells like a bag of shit. You want to kiss. We're not kissing. We're not kissing. And then eventually, he lied about having gingivitis. And I realized, no, every time he was doing his thing. Ay. Now my thing itch. Now my cooter snatch itch. I'm not dealing with that. He also wanted to get drunk on football Sundays. So I thought about it. I'm like, can I spend, as he was enjoying his football Sunday, he thinks I'm enjoying it too. Because I pretend like I'm having a good time. But I'm sitting around evaluating, like, can I deal with this for the rest of my life? Can I deal with a man who has gingivitis, who doesn't like to brush his teeth as soon as he wakes up? No. Can I deal with a football Sunday man who's eating like shit all football season and drinking? I can't do that either. I don't even come from that. My dad was a terrible man, but he wasn't doing that. And I don't find it very entertaining. Then the last straw was, he asked me what my type was. We went over what our types were. Whatever. He had a type. And I told him what my type was. I don't think I have a type because I really don't. I've dated people that look like almost everything. I've dated some ugly people. I've dated some really attractive people. I've dated short people, round people, fat people, skinny people, blue people, yellow. I've dated all the people. So I don't know if I really have a type, but the one thing they all have in common is that they're typically artistic. And I said that. This motherfucker, he went out and bought a camera. As soon as I said that, maybe a day or two later, he has a camera. He's taking pictures of bushes. It's just, I wanted him to be himself. And that was too much for me. That was too much. Just be you. Like, be yourself. And a person that's willing to more for you is a person that's not being themselves. And I don't think he knew who he really was a little bit. But he was a good person, though. I can't say he was a terrible person. I think he was a genuinely sweet person. He was. But it just wasn't going to work out for me. Then the other one, he was just too scary. He was just a very scary, cowardly man. Nothing wrong with it, but it's just letting people talk to you any type of way. And you're just like, oh, I'm just going to de-escalate the situation. And that was a little bit too much for me. And that's okay. That's okay. He just wasn't it for me. And that's fine. But I don't know. But I know what people look like. I know what people look like when they like me, and that's the default setting. The default setting is whatever that is. So when it deviates away from that, But on top of all the stuff, these guys were nice people, and I really do hope they find the loves of their lives. And I think they deserve a really good woman. I just was not a good woman. That's it. But I just personally think the women in the Facebook groups, they act like they don't know, like they haven't met the good women, the good people. The good people that treated them well, that they can use as a reference. They don't do that. And in me, I don't know. I think I play a little game. Once I hear certain things, I then start playing the game. And I don't have to. I can easily not play the game, but sometimes I do. Sometimes I do play the fucking game. And the game is, like, perfect example. Let me talk about something that I just went through. That's a perfect example. I played a little game. I technically wanted to deal with somebody because I had finally got over something else. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to just date one last person just because. It was kind of like, it just was to see the plot through, to be honest. It was just whatever. I did it for the plot. But he was saying a lot of stuff like, I want to build, let's see where it goes. You're real easygoing. I don't even like to hear no shit like that. So I said, oh, let the games begin, because he's about to play a game. I might as well play a game too. So the game I played was, let me see if he's a good person. That's the game. So what I do when I'm typically playing a game, I tell people about my worst dating experiences. I tell them I am very upfront. And I purposefully told him all of the bad stuff. I told him the bad stuff on purpose to see what he was going to do. And once I told him, you know, he told me his stuff way before I told him my stuff. I'm sorry, I had to burp. But he told me, like, you know, every girl I dated, they cheated on me. Do I believe that? I didn't believe it. But what he did when I told him my stuff, I told him, you know, some of the worst details. And I asked him, because he was really quiet after. I'm like, what do you think about that? Just wanted to see. And he was just like, oh, you know, niggas they just be getting over on you. And when he said that, the picture in my head was, damn, niggas be getting over on you. Shit, I'm about to. And that's how it registered. And since it registered that way, there it is. There's the game now. Now I know I will never take that man serious. That was really like his first and last straw all in one. He didn't even realize that. I did, though. Because I didn't judge him. When he said every woman he ever was with cheated on him, I was never like, damn, that means I can get over. That was never my thought. That was never my thought, like, damn, like, niggas, like, let's just be getting over on him. Like, shit, that's crazy. I never thought that. I was like, damn, that's unfortunate. That was as far as my brain went. Where his brain went was to the bad place. And I know, oh, you assume that I don't care.
You got me now. You got me now. You got me now. Oh, you figured me out. You fucking income fucking poop. You figured me out. You got me red-handed. You got me red-handed.
I don't care. I don't care. Because you know what my assumptions do? They keep me safe. So who gives a fuck? Who cares? And I don't care about having kids or getting married. So therefore, I just don't care. I have nothing to lose. Other than maybe a little bit of time. And I only dealt with him for maybe like honestly 3 weeks, like 3.5 weeks. See that? Over. Like he never existed. But when I heard that, it was like, damn. And then after that, he just started doing stuff that let me know that he thought that I was naive.
I think somebody trying to set me up.
And I said, you know, that's a crazy thing. I do that. That tests for me who you are to a person after you think they're gullible, naive, innocent, sweet. Who you become to that person or how you treat a person after you think those things about them is exactly who you are. That's almost like you finding like a puppy in the woods and beating it to death. That's what that is. You're a bad person. What? Oh, I think, you know, and he would give me compliments like, oh, you know, you're a real good girl. To you. to you. I've been a stinking bitch to a lot of men. I have been a problem to a lot of men. And not a problem like, you know, I'm going crazy and calling your phone and cussing you out. That's not my gig. That's not it. My gig is I block you and never talk to you again. You open up to me. I don't tell you anything about me. And I block you. Because this is not a safe space. I'm not your mom. I'm not your therapist. I'm not going to help you grow up. I don't care. I don't care to have kids or get married. I don't care. And that is how I move around. You have limited time here. You know, you go to a restaurant and they have like a 90-minute seating time. Like you can only be at this table for 90 minutes. Then you got to do something the fuck elsewhere. That's what it's here. It's here like that too. This is my shit. And I tell people all the time, and I told that man that this is my life. You won't do whatever you want in my life. And once he thought I was naive, he started doing certain stuff. Got spicy with me on the phone. I said, oh yeah. Oh, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. You're yelling at a bitch on the phone and you only knew a bitch for 3 weeks and you're yelling on the phone. What a crazy thing. You're done. He was done really early on. He just didn't know. And it just irritated me because I couldn't even keep him around long enough to even enjoy his presence. He just was annoying as shit. He was an annoying ass nigga. Hey. But anywho, that's it. That's enough of my segment on the Facebook groups. Last year sometime that I decided to experiment with dating. So I told myself, I'm going to download Hinge. Because normally I would just use Hinge if I wanted to like talk to a person like a pen pal and then delete it. Like no intentions on meeting people, whatever. So I decided to go on 5 different dates off Hinge.
Because I it takes a while for a person online to transition from meeting me online to getting in person. I like to meet people in person. And honestly, I only take things really serious if I kind of meet the person in person. I've taken stuff offline, like, relatively serious before. But it's something about meeting a person in person, like that way, like when I think about how I met you, it translates to like, oh, I met them in this place and they look like this and they were wearing that. It's a nice story. I never wanted to, if I ever did decide to like tell my family how I met somebody, because my family doesn't meet people either. They never even know if I'm dating somebody, jail, because they don't stay around long enough. But I just always wanted the story. But moving on.
And I won't keep you long, because my phone about to die too, jail. But I went on some dates. I went on 5 dates. So I downloaded the app, whatever. And some of the men, one thing about it, people have to if you are online dating, you have to post at least what you look like present day. All your pictures can't be from like 5 to 6 years ago. It makes it confusing. I post some of my best pictures when I did have Hinge. Wouldn't do that shit no more, child. When I did have Hinge, I posted what I look like, some of my best photos from over time. Nothing older than like 4 years. But then like a current present day picture. And that's what you're supposed to do. I don't understand that. I don't get it. But maybe men just don't take pictures and they just rely on old pictures. I don't know. But the first date I went on, what was that man's name? I can't remember. But he was an Italian man. And he was from Italy. He was here studying architecture. And he was only going to be here for 4 months. But anyway, we met up at a coffee shop. I suggested the coffee shop. And we met up at one of my favorite coffee shops. And he was okay. I mean, he wasn't the cutest man ever. But, like, I don't really have, like, a physical type. I date for personality and face. And the rest will follow. Okay? And, but once he told me he was only going to be here for 4 months, I knew it wasn't going to be a thing. It was kind of over. But we met up for coffee. I bought his coffee because I don't mind paying for dates. I don't care because honestly, it's a really big possibility that I'm about to be a waste of time anyway. So I'm going to just pay. But I paid for the coffee and we said we had coffee. And, he talked to me about, him only being here for, 4 months. And I'm like, oh, okay. And when people think I'm not judgmental, but I am, I just have a very agreeable stance on stuff because no matter what you do, I'm not going to let it bother me. So therefore, I'm not judgmental to you as a person. It's just in my head like, oh, no, I'm not going with that. I'm thinking that here. But out here, it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's so, oh, my gosh, really? Oh, that sounds nice. And then people thinking I'm not judging. I don't plan to talk to you after that. So people tend to tell me all their business. But I listened and he was like, oh, yeah, I'm just here and, I'm familiar with and that was fine. But that was all 3. He also used up all 3 strikes. So after that, I just kind of just kept counting the strikes. What is on my face? I just kept counting the strikes after that. Anyway, I kept counting the strikes. So that was the first strike. But then the second strike, he had a bump on his lip, right down. And listen, I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can judge me. Y'all can hate me. Y'all can pick it outside of my house. I don't care. Ooh. I've never had herpes. I don't have herpes. I've gotten tested for it. I don't care. Oh my gosh, 90% of people in the United States, oh, they have HSV. I don't care. I don't care what the 90% has. I don't. So I don't care what the 90% has. But when I see a bump, I'm out. No bumps. We're not doing no bumps. It's enough bumps to go around, and I don't want to have no bump. I don't have no permanent bumps too. Those are permanent bumps. Who the fuck want to have permanent bumps? Anyway, but once I saw the bump, that was like kind of strategically hidden under a mustache, it was done. It was done. After we had coffee, we decided to walk to an Ethiopian spot. He ordered an appetizer. It was strange because if he wasn't hungry, he didn't have to eat anything at all. I mean, I asked him, was he hungry? He said yes. We went all the way to Ethiopian spot and he ordered like an appetizer. I don't know. But his like 17th strike was the hesitation to pull out his wallet. Because when it was time to pay, it was he made a strange face when it came to pay. That was it too. A person that makes faces when it's time to pay means they don't really want to pay. And if you really don't want to pay, I really don't want to hang out with you. Because I definitely paid for coffee. I think I paid for 2 of his coffees. So I think he had 2 of them bitches. He had 2 coffees. I didn't make a face. I don't mind. I don't mind paying because I have money to pay. Okay. So anywho, moving on. My second date. Oh, yeah, too. Yeah. I texted him too. He thought we was going to kiss at the end of the night. I don't know what he thought we was going to have. But I had to let him know. He did text me, ask me not to ghost him if I wasn't interested. Because I think after like a day or so, I hadn't said anything when he texted me. And he's like, please don't ghost me. And I'm like, I'm not interested. And he's like, oh, thanks for telling me. But like, why? I'm like, you're only going to be here for 4 months. And he was like, oh, something special can happen. Nothing special is going to happen. I hate when men lie. Nothing special is going to happen. There's nothing special happening. I hate when men lie like that. You never know what can happen. Something special. No, it can't. Shut up. I hate when men lie. Stop lying. I hate when people lie in general. Why are you lying? Who gives a fuck? Stop lying. Like, just stop. Stop it. This is not a dream. It's not a fairy tale. There's no fairy tales happening. There's no fairy tales happening. Nothing special can happen. Fuck out of here. The second date was with this guy, Andrew. Was his name Andrew? His name was Andrew, I think. Anyway. Andrew, Asian man. Very cute. Japanese guitar player. See, I told you. And these are not people that I like picked because I knew what they did for a living. It didn't say it on Hinge what these people were doing. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But anyway, Andrew, he was like a guitarist. Very, very cute man. Very strange man. I dated him. We went on a date. Our first date was to like some type of French restaurant. But I took him to my favorite speakeasy first, and then we went to a French restaurant, and that was cute. A little part about it, he seemed like he had low self-esteem or like some type of like confidence issue. I don't like that. I like men who are really confident. Typically when I attract men, they're either really confident or like really insecure, but it's never like the in between. And I really don't like that. I can't stand that. But anywho, he told me he stopped being a guitarist because it came with too much attention. And he says he's a Japanese man. He doesn't like that much attention. I don't know what that means because he never lived in Japan. He grew up here in America. Maybe somebody else knows what that means. I have no idea what that means. But we I never had to do that. I just had to find out he was strange. And I think I dated him for about 2 months. It was about 2 months. But he kind of like admitted that he was emotionally unavailable. And then I asked him why he wouldn't date somebody else that was emotionally unavailable. And he was like, because it would be boring. But he wanted somebody to care about him, but he didn't want to care about other people. Very strange thing. And I know you're thinking, oh, you have an avoidant attachment style. Yes, I avoid bad stuff, but I still can have feelings for people. He just never had a girlfriend. He was 35, never had a girlfriend. Like the kind of girlfriend he had was like some girl he had a fling with for 2 years. But that was never his girlfriend. He didn't want anybody spending that at his house. He didn't want to be committed. He only specifically wanted to care about his friends. He only wanted to care about his friends. When I asked him why he moved to the city that I'm in, he said it's to be closer to his friends because he feels like his friends need him, and if they ever do need him, he wants to be readily available. But he didn't want to be available for a relationship. Very strange. And once I heard that, I told him to be poly. He flew off the handle because I said he should be poly. He then told me poly's for ugly people. I let him know, well, even though he's not ugly, and I personally don't believe that because I've seen some attractive people who are poly, but I think the stereotypes that come with poly, whatever. But I let him know he was weird enough to be poly. So sorry, but he was weird enough to do it. You only have emotions for your friends, and you only want to be available for your friends. Why don't you just have sex with them? And I said that, and he was really offended. Like, he was really offended. But I didn't care. I blocked him right after that because who cares? I didn't care about that man. And then the third date... The third date was with, like, a black man. And the black man, he was cool at first. So we met up. So the dating technically wasn't in, like, beginning of 2024. It was, like, December of 2023 to 2024. But anyway, black man, we met up. And he was all right. He was kind of tall. He was light-skinned. I never really do light-skinned men. I don't really do light-skinned men because just like they look like I don't want to go out with a man and it looks like we're related. I don't like that. My dad is a light-skinned man. I just never wanted to like be with a light-skinned man and people think we're cousins or brother and sister. Just not really my thing. I don't like too much resemblance because I could just be in love with myself. I don't know. But he was a type of light-skinned man where it's like light-colored hair, freckle, light skin. And that to me is different than me. This is what I think. It's probably not rational. I don't care. But we go out. His pictures didn't look the same. He had a stomach. Like, he had a stomach. His feet was long. And he had a really, I don't know how to describe the upper body, but like a really slim lower body with big ass feet. And granted, you don't know what people's feet look like in pictures, and that's okay. But his strikes came, and it was just a date, and that's it too. We went out ice skating. And he like made this comment. He literally is black, but he said he's not black. His family was from like Grenada. And he grew up in Canada. He's like, oh, I'm not black. You know, I'm Caribbean. And it's like, whatever. You're a Caribbean. In America, that would be considered like a black person. You're like a Caribbean black person or whatever. But he wanted to like make that a thing.
Yeah, I'm a bang. You sound like a fucking Scooby-Doo ass nigga. You talk like Scooby-Doo, nigga.
Then he tried to tell me I wasn't black because I'm light-skinned and one of my parents is mixed, and so therefore I'm not black. I'm like, oh, well, you can do what you do, but you're not going to tell me what the fuck I got going on. You be confused on your own. Me black, you whatever the fuck you got going on since you want to be foreign. But anywho, the first strike came when it came to talking about his baby mom. So first he was late. Then he had these big ass feet. We had to try to figure out how to put his big ass shoes in the tiny ass locker. So we had to bend up his shoes to put him in the locker. That was a lot too. But he said he had a son. And once I heard a son, I knew I wasn't going to do it. I don't have kids. And I've told y'all this several times in this video. I don't plan to do it. So I definitely don't want anybody else's kids in my life. That's just who I am. Because kids don't come by themselves. Kids come with, it's the kid. So not only do I have a new man in my life, I would have a new kid in my life and the baby mom. So that's 3 people. So you sign up for 1, you sign up for 3. I don't even like specials like that in the supermarket. If I see buy one, imagine seeing buy one, get 2 free. I stay away from that, especially if it's meat products. Because why is all the meat on sale like that? There's something wrong with it. And that is my perspective. So that was all of his strikes then. So I just decided to keep on with the date. We were already outside. But I asked him, about his baby mom, because we were talking about our types. He was like, what's your type? I'm like, I don't really have one, but everybody's been creative, whatever. He's like, oh, I can see that. I'm like, well, what's your type? My answer was normal. His answer was Pinky. I think she was a stripper. I don't know, because I don't know about that kind of stuff. I don't have male genitals in order to have the male's mind in order to understand what that means. Because I'm not, anyway. But essentially, he liked thick girls. I don't know if y'all can tell. I'm not thick. I've been slim thick before. But I don't like the type of men that are attracted to thick bodies. I don't enjoy men who are attracted to thick women. The men who see big breasts and big butts and they like thick women, those people are typically driven by something sex. They are driven by sex. Their desires will rule whatever their rationale is any given day. That's not my thing. Typically when men like me, they like my face and personality. That's it. I keep myself slim just so I won't attract people like that. Because the men that like that stuff, it's a very ghetto lifestyle they want to live with me. And I won't be doing that. Because it's just, they are sexual deviants. That's me. To me, they are sexual deviants. They think about sex. They see a woman's body, they think about sex. They think they want to be with that woman. I will never be doing that. So when I hear, oh, I like thick women, and you're talking about strippers and porn stars that are your types, and he's trying to really describe these women to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely out of here. We finished ice skating. We're walking to a restaurant because I think he didn't even make a reservation. That's what happened. We both had to sit down and look up restaurants to go to. But before we went to the restaurant, he was like, can you walk me to my car? I need to put something in my car. I'm looking like, what could he possibly have to put into his car? So I'm trying lightly walking to this man's car because it's like, this could be like some type of sex trafficking. I got my knees taped to my eyebrows and my neck taped to my arms. And he got me in the back of a trunk taking me to Uzbekistan. I don't know. My bad, y'all. First of all, not my phone dying. My phone died. I told myself I wasn't going to be yapping like this tonight. And I did. I yapped. But I forgot where I was. Anyway, so I was at the park. That man asked me to follow him back to his car because he needed to put something in his car. He didn't have nothing in his hands to put in the car. I'm like, girl, be careful. So I'm like kind of trailing behind him slow, okay? And the next thing you know, we get to his car. Child, he wanted to show me his brand new car. He got what's the car? A Bronco. He had got, I guess it was like a 2024, 2023 Bronco, whatever. He opened the car door to put a hat in the car. You wanted to show me you got a new car? You wanted to show me you had a new car? You wanted to show me you got a new car? Who gives a fuck about a car, bitch? Nobody cares about the car. Nobody cares about the car. He had the hat in his pocket the whole time. So now all of a sudden you want to put your hat in the car? You want to put your hat in the car? He put his hat in the car. He's like, yeah, I just got it. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what women get excited about cars. I don't know what women do. I don't care about a car. The last man I dated seriously didn't even have a car. I don't give a fuck about a car. I have a car. It's like, I don't know what women get excited about men's cars or what they have. It's not mine. So why am I excited? It's not mine. So why am I excited? It's not my car. It's not my car. It's not my car. Anyway, I'll move on. But he put his hat in the car, and he feels sexy. Like he feeling like he big shit. And it's like, I let him, I'm not going to knock nobody, but it's like to think that I'm going to be impressed by that is very strange. And that just, it's just certain cues that the person is not going, and he already gave the cues a while ago. But we're talking, we're walking and talking. But I think I had asked him about why he didn't decide to like get married to the mother of his child. His answer to that was he likes black women and his baby mom is Puerto Rican and he never wanted to get married to a Puerto Rican. So he wants to save marriage for a black woman. That was the weirdest shit I've heard in a minute. And it's like, when men start saying stuff, I want to know. I gotta fix my bag. When men start saying stuff, I want to know, like, sometimes do they practice the lines on other girls and they work on other girls and they decide to use it too? Like they use it on other people? That's one thing I always wanted to know, like if it works on other people. Because it's very strange. That's a very strange statement. So you mean to tell me she was good enough for you to date, good enough? Because he told me at one point they lived together. So she was good enough to date. She was good enough to move in. She was good enough for you to hump on and meet your family. You meet her family. And she was good enough to have your baby, but not good enough to marry. What? What? And honestly, I then felt bad for her because she doesn't even know he's a bitch. She doesn't even know that he's weird. She doesn't know that he's weird. That's a very weird statement to say because it's very elementary. Because I don't even know, and I wouldn't even say it's a bitch because I can't even say it's a female quality. It's just a very, and I think bitch is actually universal. It's just universal. But anyway, when people typically say bitch, they're talking about women. But I don't know. It's just it was a very weird statement. And I really wish that she would have got pregnant by somebody else. Bottom line, I just think I wish she would have got pregnant by somebody else. Because she doesn't even know that man. Imagine you laying down, you get humped on, you find out that you're pregnant by a man that you're in love with. Because most likely she was in love with him and she lived with him. Because if she wasn't in love with him, lived with him, I don't know why she was doing that. But you on your back, you humping, you let him hump on you. And then you get pregnant and you can lose your life having his baby. And he's out on a date. I think he said his son was 4. 4 years later, he's on a date with a whole other woman telling her that he didn't marry you because you're Puerto Rican and not black. And he's reserving marriage for a black woman. Guess everybody doesn't pray at night. Because I pray that kind of man stays away from me. And may God kill any man that's like that. May God strike down, run over with a truck, any man that decides to move that way toward me. may may God make sure whoever a man is that's like that moving toward me get hit by a Mack truck before even seeing me, smelling me, noticing me, calling me. I hope that if a man ever was even trying to call me, imagine it's a man calling me on the phone. He like put my number in, boop, 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 boop. He's calling to try to get me into his life so he could do that to me. God knows the intention. A truck runs off of the sidewalk, runs onto the sidewalk, runs him over. The phone is spinning around like this on the ground. I'm on the other side of the phone like, hello. I guess it was a telemarketer, and I hang up, and he's run over by a truck. I hope that's what happens to any man that plans that kind of thing with me, that has that intention coming toward me. But moving on, we're walking to the restaurant. We're walking, and we're both trying to find what restaurants are open, because this is like Christmas Eve. My family doesn't celebrate Christmas, just so you know. Like, oh, why is she not with her family? We don't do Christmas. I don't know why. We just don't care about it. But anywho, as we're walking, now he's decided, because I guess he feels weird, because I did question him about that statement. Like, oh, that's a weird statement. You laid down and had a baby with her. Because I don't just stay quiet. I really do have a smart mouth. And I hope when men leave me, they like, that stinking bitch. I hope when men leave me and they say stuff to me and I say something back and it's like, oh, she thinks I'm a weirdo. I hope it makes them feel so weird that they then be like, oh, I hate her. Like, she's just a... I hope they hate me. Because you see what they do when they like you? They say they didn't want to marry you because you're Puerto Rican. But they lay down and had a baby with you. Anyway, so we walk into the restaurant, you know, after we find a place, we walk to the restaurant, and now he's asking me about sexual stuff. And I'm like, what is going on? What's happening? I'm like, I'm not about to talk about the sexual stuff with you. I'm like, listen, I've dated men and women. That's it. That's it. I don't know what more you want from me. We go to the restaurant, and as we're walking there, he was like, oh, you know, like, you dress like you got like a style that's different. Like, you watch anime. I said, oh, he about to start the insults. Because he feels weird now. I questioned him about the baby mom. He felt uncomfortable with that. I'll shut him down about the sexual talk, because we won't be talking about that. Now he has to find a way to make me feel as weird as he feels. No, you won't. I know me. Do you know you? Oh, you know, you dress like you confused. Like you dress like an Asian woman. You dress like anime. Motherfucker, you got pants on that spray painted on. His pants was so tight you can see his dick and balls bulging through the front. But I dress weird. You have a turtleneck on, and it's tight, and your stomach is hanging over your tight-ass pants. Your pants so tight, your stomach is oozing over. Your stomach is oozing over your pants. Your feet are big as shit. You wear a size 20. You got Shaq feet. Oh, okay. You have a vest on. Your vest is tight as shit, too, with your big-ass stomach. Oh, okay. And his breath smelled like shit. To be honest, his breath smelled like he hasn't taken a dookie in a while. Sometimes that bloated stomach is not even fat. The rest of him was small. That stomach is big. You're constipated. I can smell your constipation through your mouth. I don't know who the fuck he was talking to. And I'm like, and I had to ask him, I'm like, I looked him up and down. I'm like, yo, you got on like the frat bro. I'm like, the frat bro outfit. You have Chelsea boots on. All you're missing is the nut ass nigga fedora. He looked at me and I looked at him. Cause who are you talking to? Nobody's gonna make me feel weird. You asked me to come outside. You should have watched your fucking mouth before you start talking to me. I don't know. But anywho, we go out to eat. He's scarfing down his food. I'm still on one ravioli. He done sucked down a whole plate of pasta. And he's telling me about somebody else's money. He started bragging about his friend's money. He has his friend, and his one Asian guy that he's friends with. I don't know what he was trying to do, but he has this one Asian friend who invested in millions of dollars into whatever the fuck he was talking about. Why are we bragging about your friend's money now? Like, what kind of conversation is this? Anywho, I got home. I left him. He asked me, could he drive me home? I said no. I said, I'm okay. Typically, when I go to dates or if I go on a date, I do drive. I just don't tell them I'm driving just in case they don't have a car, because I'm not driving them home. Because I don't want them to even know what my car looks like. Had too many incidences where men know what my car looked like. Now they popping my tires because they upset. I have a foul mouth, y'all. I told you. I'm not even a foul mouth. I just got a smart mouth. And people don't get their way with me. I'll be done with it. But anyway, but he was just like, where are you? Like, why are you being sneaky? Where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to leave. It's been great. I'll text you. And as I'm walking around, because something was like, don't go directly to your car, walk around. So I'm walking around, and I see his car twice, like up and down the streets. And I said, oh, okay. So now I got to like maneuver around the city. But he texted me the next morning and sent me, it's 10 a.m. He sent me a compilation video of all the strippers that he had mentioned and porn stars he had mentioned the day before about his type. And I texted him back, like, I'm like, yo, it's 10 a.m. Like, I really hope better for you. Like, I want better for you. It's 10 a.m. He's like, oh, like, my bro sent it in the group chat, so I thought it was funny. It was kind of ironic, so I sent it to you. Your bros are sending you compilation videos of strippers and porn stars with a strange man. Didn't I tell you? Men that are attracted to that. He's in a group chat. Another person, if it is true, another friend of his sent it to him in a group chat. So y'all talking about sex earlier than 10 a.m. And it's a group of men. And somebody sent it. I blocked him. I don't. Goes, what? Anyway, moving on. Have another date. Another date is a white guy. His name again, Andrew. I had talked to his friend first. His friend was like a writer or whatever. And I was more interested in his friend, but his friend just wasn't in America. And then I ended up meeting him. And then he found out that me and his friend were like talking on the app too. And then him and his friend start screenshotting my messages to each of them to each other. It was very strange. But this guy, this new white man, he knew a lot of the people. We have a lot of mutuals in common. It didn't last long either. We went on one date. We went on a date on Valentine's Day. And we're in a restaurant. And he's like white, but in black spaces. Like he's in black spaces a lot. But he didn't grow up in black spaces. He grew up and decided to do what he does for a living. And that just ended up with him being in black spaces. But we're in a restaurant and the song is playing. And he's just acting ghetto. It's like, oh, that's my shit. Oh, yeah. Why are you doing that? We're in a restaurant. And like the restaurant is tight. It's a tight Turkish restaurant. Why are you doing that in here again? Why are you doing that? Very strange behavior. And then every time we went out, he was always scratching his balls. He was always like digging, like these two fingers scratching behind the balls all the time. And then it went from that to like him asking around about me. Then he saw my name on the back of my card and decided to like look me up online. Now he's looking me up online. Now he's inquiring about me to people that I don't even talk to anymore. It was just so fucking weird. It was weird. It was weirding me out. Then he just wanted to be of service to me all the time. He wanted to know where I lived. And it's just like, yo, in time, those things will happen. But it got really muddled. And then his friend that I was talking to first, like typing to, whatever, writing to, he stopped talking to me and started being passive aggressive first. Then we just stopped talking. It's just like, oh, I don't. And then this guy started calling me his girlfriend and referring to me as his girlfriend to people that we know. It's like, all right, called him. Yo, we don't have anything in common. I'm so sorry. We don't have anything in common. We can't even be friends. I kind of just laid it out. Ended it. I don't think I blocked him, but I definitely stopped talking to him. Strange thing. Very strange thing. Then the last date is my ex-boyfriend. I don't even call him my boyfriend. I only dated him for 3 months. Is it an ex? My last thing that I kind of took serious. Well, let me go back. Actually, let me backtrack because I missed an important detail. With the Asian Andrew man, not only was he emotionally detached, he just wasn't doing enough. He just wasn't doing, like when we would go on dates, I would have to come pick him up. He would never like send an Uber or whatever. He didn't have a car. I had a car, so I would pick him up. And the one time I needed to get gas, you know that man asked me for my card? He asked me for my card. Like I'm like, I'll pump the gas. I said, okay. He knocked on the window. I rolled on the window. Oh, I need your card. I said, oh, that's it. Like I decided, because I'm like, okay, maybe I will give him, because he wasn't like a bad man. He didn't say anything bad per se. He just was saying stuff where it's like, oh, this is not going to last long. So, but I'm like, let me try to see. Another experiment of mine. If a man is not used to taking a woman on dates, and this guy had never been in a relationship, I'm going to take him on a date. And if he doesn't repeat or do better than what I did, I'm out. I took him on a date. The first thing he said when we sat down, I'm like, I'm taking you on a date. I planned it. He wanted to go to this new thing that opened. I took him there. Then I took him out to dinner, whatever. I asked him where he wanted to go. I let him pick. And he go, no, you pick. I said, okay, whatever. But it's a spot that he really wanted to go to. I took him there. Paid the whole night. Sit down at the restaurant. He was like, oh, now I can order whatever I want. I don't understand. Now you can order. So what have you been doing this whole time? Ordering according to your budget. But now that it's not your budget, you can order whatever you want. Boo, boo, boo. And he didn't do it. He then offered, right after that, maybe a couple days later, he offered me to come to his house to watch a movie. It was done. That's when I declined that, called him that night instead, and ended it. Because what are you talking about? I don't know what type of false dreams people are selling, and I don't really know what I've been taught, but the amount of stuff that people have to go through in order to get there, I really don't know how long you really have to hold on to people and stuff before you give up. I don't know, but I just know I have a really fast give up rate. I give up. I enjoy getting to know people, and I don't mind if they're not around forever. And that's it. I don't know. But that was my dating experiment. I'll get back to y'all with the story about my ex situation. That wasn't my ex-boyfriend, because I can't call him that. It was only 3 months. If somebody your boyfriend for 3 months, I don't know. A lot of my I probably never even been in a relationship. I'll come back next time. Benny story time about my ex situation. So, share, subscribe. Love you guys, and I will talk to you later.